properties of logarithms today?
Recall properties of exponents. Logarithms are exponents, so the properties are similar. If logs have the same base and are added, being added means that you can combine them to one log statement by multiplying the values that are taking the log of log 3 6 plus log 3 9 equals log 3 6 times 9 equals log 3 54. Who has not ever done this? Okay, Dimitri, who did you say?
Kaylee?
Kaylee. Go Kaylee.
If logs have the same base and are being subtracted, you can log base 36 and log base 39 equals log base 3 and 6 divided by 9 equals log base 32 plus 3. When you raise up the power, you multiply the exponents to the exponent on the that you're taking off.
Okay, and then they give you some more examples. And generically, if you look at these 3 logarithm examples, when you're multiplying factors together, then you can expand it by adding. And when you expand, then you write the logarithm more than one time, okay? When you're dividing factors, then you can expand by subtracting the factors. And the numerator is always written first, and you subtract the denominator. Okay, if you have a power raised to a power, you usually multiply them, right? Well, a logarithm is an exponent. That log base b of m is an exponent, and it's being raised to a power of n. So you're just going to put the n in front and multiply the exponents together. Okay? Any questions? All right, so let's do some examples. We'll do some easy ones first, and then we'll get into some harder ones. Like on number 1, log base 3 of x times y. So you have a factor of x and a factor of y. And when you expand, you've got to write the log base 3 for every factor that you have. So log base 3 of x plus log base 3 of y. That's what it would equal when you expand it. Okay, let's look at number 3. Log base 7 of x to the third. So this log base 7 of x is an exponent. Okay, and you're taking a power and raising it to another power. So to expand it, we're going to move the third exponent, the 3, write it in front of the logarithm, and that's expanding it. So you're multiplying the 2 exponents together. Any questions? All right, let's do one a little harder. Let's look at number 4. Log base 5 of 2x squared divided by y. So there are actually 3 factors. Okay, the 2x squared is not all one number, right? It's 2 times x squared. So 2 is a factor, x squared is a factor, y is a factor. So when I expand this, log base 5 of 2 plus, and then my x squared, I'm going to take the exponent that it has and write it in front of the second logarithm, 2 times log base 5 of x, and then subtract the log base 5 of y for the division part. Any questions? Okay, you guys try number 5, and I'll do it up here. Expand number 5. Okay, so some people get this confused when you start writing numbers in front of the logarithms. They start thinking that the x and the 2 go together. So it might help you if you put parentheses around the logarithms that are supposed to stay together. Okay, that way you won't get them mixed up, and this won't become log base A of x minus 2. Okay, so let's go on to the next part when we're condensing. On number 7, log base 3 of x minus log base 3 of y. So when you subtract to condense the logarithm, we're going to divide. And when you condense, you only need to write log base whatever one time. Okay, so log base 3 of x over y is going to be your condensed version. So some people, they think you have to write log base 3 of x and log base 3 of y and put them over each other. That's not correct. That's not right. You would get that wrong. So you just write logarithm one time when you're condensing. Okay? So let's try number 9. Now number 9, it has log base 2 of x plus 3 minus log base 2 of 5. So they have parentheses around that x plus 3, so you know that that's going to all stay together. Okay? This 3 belongs with the x. So to condense it, since it's subtracting, log base 2 of x plus 3 divide by 5. So your numerator is always the first logarithm that's written when you're subtracting. Any questions? Okay, you guys do number 10, and I'll do it up here, okay? Okay, so I'm getting log, and since the base is not written, it's understood to be 10. So log base 10 of x plus 2 cubed times y. Any questions? Okay, let's look on at the next section. We're going to solve. So first we need to condense one or both sides and then set the parts equal once we get both sides simplified. Okay, number 11, log base 5 of 4 plus log base 5 of 2x equals log base 5 of 24. Okay, so I want to simplify it so that there is only one logarithm on either side of the equal sign. So this left side, since they're being added together, I'm going to multiply the factors, 4 and 2x, and that will give me log base 5 of 8x equals log base 5 of 24. Your logarithms are going to reduce out, so you have 8x equals 24, and x is going to be 3. So you always want to check your answer, like we have been this past chapter. Make sure that your values here are all going to stay positive. If they are not all going to stay positive, then you can't use the value. Any questions?